I'm going to give you directions for handout number 2. And in handout number 2, we're going to start from where we left off on handout number 1. So here I am in front of the Bureau of Economic Analysis and table 1.16, real gross domestic product in chain dollars, and spanning a time frame from 1929 all the way to 2017, and annual data. So part 1, step 1, is to click over here on the right, to click download, and we're going to download the data. And then from this table, download table, we're going to choose the first option, which allows you to download this table in Excel format. So I'm going to click this, and then at the bottom left of my screen, I'll see an icon that says download.xls, and I'm going to go down here and click this, and what should open is this table in Excel format. You may have to click enable editing up here in this, from this yellow bar at the top, in order to make changes, and so I'm going to go ahead and click that. And now I'm in front of that same table, except now it's in Excel. So I'm just going to have you notice that I can double click up here and get this the full topics of this table, subtopics, and if I scroll to the right, I'll see I have all the data all the way to 2017. And I see that in 2012 I start getting more detailed data that I did not have before. So step 5, I'm now at step 5, tells you to go down to the bottom left of your screen and click on this plus icon next to the right of sheet 0, and you're going to click that to create a new sheet. So this is a new Excel sheet, but it's still within the file of your download. And so now I'm sitting in front of a blank sheet, and I am going to go into this first cell in the top left corner, which is cell A1, and I'm going to type in there 1929. And then I'm going to come down to cell A2 right below it, and this is now step 7, and I am going to type a formula. The formula I'm going to type in is going to ask Excel to take the cell before it and just add 1. So I'm going to type in equals A1 plus 1. So I'm going to take cell A1 and add 1, and then I'm going to press enter. And so now I have 1930. Moving on to step 8, I'm now going to click on cell A2, and I'm going to go to the bottom right corner of cell A2. And I'm going to stop when my mouse turns into a black plus sign. When it turns into a black plus sign, I'm going to click and hold, and I'm going to drag down to cell A89. So I'm waiting to see 89 here on the left hand side. And now once I've got this green outline covering everything from A2 to A89, I'm going to release my mouse. And now what I see is that the formula that I typed in A2 has been transferred to every cell down this column, so that I have a list spanning from 1929 all the way to 2017. Now moving on to step 9, I'm going to go back down to the bottom of my screen, and I'm going to click on sheet 0, which takes me back to my original download. And in step 10, I'm going to, following step 10, I'm going to click and I'm going to click cell C8, which is gross domestic product in 1929. I'm going to click here and hold and drag just this row all the way over to 2017. Moving a bit slow to 2017. Okay. Now I'm going to let go of my mouse and I'm going to right click on this highlighted row. So I'm going to right click and that makes this box pop up and I am going to select copy. Once I select copy, I'm now moving on to step 11. I'm going to go down and click on sheet 1 here on the bottom left-hand corner of my screen. And that should take me back to my sheet where I made this column of what are going to be years from 1929 all the way to 2017. And in step 12, I ask you to click on cell B1. So I'm going to click right here in cell B1 so that it's outlined in green. I'm going to keep my mouse in cell B1 and right click. And then I'm going to select, in my paste options, I'm going to select the fourth option, which says transpose, and there's a T in parentheses. So I'm going to click that. And what this has now done is taken all of the data for gross domestic product spanning 1929 to 2017 from sheet 0, and it's put it in a column format in column B. So now what I have is I have all of the years in column A, and then in column B I have the value of GDP that corresponds to each one of those years in column B. Moving on to step 14, I'm now going to select both columns A and column B. And the way I do that is to start by clicking in cell A1 and holding my mouse down, dragging over to column B, and then bringing my mouse down. Whoop. And I'm going to bring it down all the way to 2017 and then release my mouse so that everything that I've drug my mouse over is highlighted. Moving on to step 15, I'm now going to go up to the top bar and click on Insert, which is at the top left-hand corner of your screen. And from Insert, I'm now moving on to step 16. I'm going to go over to this icon in the top center of the screen that when you hover your mouse over it, it says Insert Scatter or Bubble Chart. So I'm going to click on this here. And then I have a couple options for the type of scatter plot that I would like. Moving on to step 17, I'm going to select this option here, which is Scatter with Straight Line. So I'm going to select that option and release. And now what I'm sitting in front of is a graph. And this graph is a plot of US GDP from 1929 to 2017. And the units are in the units that the data was presented to us, which is billions of dollars. And you're going to use this chart to answer the questions. I would also like you to print this chart and submit it with your handout to submission. And to do that, you're just going to have the chart selected, and then on your keyboard you're going to push at the same time Control P, and that should bring you to the print window, and you'll see here you can print your chart, and you're just going to select print and print it and submit it. If you have any trouble, please see me during office hours.